resources or assets does Medicaid allow you to have and qualify for the Medicaid long-term care benefits program? If you are a single person, they allow you to have $2,000 in countable resources. We'll talk about what does that mean, countable resources. But from any way you look at it, $2,000 is not a whole lot of money. And interestingly, that has been the standard since 1989. It hasn't changed. Now, for married persons, there's a different rule. The rule for married persons is that the person who is sick can keep their $2,000, but the community or the well spouse is allowed to keep more money, between $59,890 and $132,380. So if you are married and your spouse needs Medicaid, or you do, and one of you needs it, the good news is that you will not need to go broke before getting Medicaid. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about that. Why is it that Medicaid has this different set of rules for couples? Well, the reason is it's called the Community Spousal Resource Allowance. The state does not want to see the person who is the well spouse be broke, be impoverished. So that's why additional amounts are allowed for the well spouse. Now, this $59,000 to $132,000, why is it lower? Why is it higher? It depends on where the care is being delivered. The higher amount is only allowed if the ill spouse is in a skilled nursing facility. The lower amount if they're in adult family home, at home, or assisted living. I want you to understand that there is a policy against impoverishing the well spouse in the community. What we're talking about here, though, are what are called countable resources. Not all assets, not all resources are countable. So your house, whether you're single or you're married, your house doesn't count. Now, if you are a single person, there is an equity limit, and that goes up all the time, $603,000 right now. So if your house is worth $700,000 and you're single, then part of that equity in your house is going to be countable. That needs to be planned for if we're looking at singles eligibility. But let's just take as a basic rule, the house doesn't count as long as the house is not in a revocable living trust. I got to tell you, Medicaid is full of really weird rules. Why should it matter if your house is in your name or in the name of your revocable living trust? I mean, it's the same thing, but in Washington, if your house is in a revocable living trust, you just took it from being a non-countable asset and you made it countable. So if we're going to be doing any kind of Medicaid planning, you need to take the house out of the revocable living trust. If you have a vehicle, it is non-countable. One car, not two. All the personal property you have is not countable. Be careful if you have titled assets like tractors, RVs, boats, motorhomes, those are going to be countable. Unlike your furniture and piano, etc. Those are non-countable. When I say small life insurance policy is non-countable, I mean really small. $1,500 face value. So for the most part, life insurance policies are countable. If you have an irrevocable burial plan or policy, if it's irrevocable, it's non-countable. And then if you have a long-term care insurance policy, a partnership policy, that's also non-countable. So there are a lot of things that are non-countable, but what is countable is basically everything else. Your 401k, your 403b, your life insurance policies with cash values, your multiple vehicles, banks, investments, stocks, just about everything you can think of that would be, hey, this is what my asset level is, that's pretty much countable. There is one non-countable tool that's on the slide here. It's called a single premium immediate annuity. That's a very, very useful tool.